Hello and welcome to English Bio Talk. I'm your host, Anna. Have you ever felt nervous or lost for words when trying to buy a train ticket in a new city? Or maybe you've worried about what to say when you get into a taxi abroad. Travel is exciting, but navigating transportation in English can be a challenge. Well, worry no more. Today, we are going to learn all the essential English words and phrases you need to travel confidently. We'll cover everything from taking a taxi, to riding a bus, catching a train, and even navigating a busy airport. And make sure you stay with me until the very end of the video, because I have a special bonus section just for you. I'll teach you exactly what to say when things go wrong, like if you get lost or your flight is delayed. These are the phrases that can turn a stressful situation into a manageable one. You won't want to miss it. Before we jump in, please take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to English Bio Talk so you don't miss our future lessons, and leave a comment down below telling me about your dream travel destination. I would absolutely love to read about where you want to go. Alright, are you ready? Let's get started on our journey with English for transportation. Point 1. Taking a taxi or ride-sharing service. Let's start with one of the most common ways to get around a city, by taxi. You might also use a ride-sharing app on your phone, like Uber or Lyft. The language is very similar for both. First, let's look at some key vocabulary. Vocabulary for taxis, taxi or cab, these two words mean the same thing. A cab is just a more informal word for a taxi. Ride-share, this refers to services you book through an app, like Uber or Lyft. Fare, this is the price you pay for the ride. Meter, this is the device in the taxi that calculates the fare based on distance and time. When you get in, the driver should start the meter. Tip, this is a small amount of extra money you give to the driver to thank them for their service. Tipping customs are different in every country, so it's a good idea to research this before you travel. In the United States, for example, a tip of 15 to 20% is common. Destination, this is the place where you want to go. Pickup location, this is the place where the taxi driver meets you to start the ride. Drop-off location, this is the same as your destination, the place where the driver drops you off at the end of the ride. Flat rate, sometimes, for common trips like from the airport to the city center, there is a fixed price. This is called a flat rate. It means the price doesn't change, even if there is a lot of traffic. Receipt, this is a piece of paper that shows how much you paid. You might need this if you are traveling for work. Now that we know the words, let's learn some useful phrases. Phrases for getting a taxi. If you see a taxi on the street, you can raise your hand. This is called hailing a taxi. Here are some things you can say to the driver. Could you take me to the Grand Hotel, please? I'm going to 123 Main Street. How much would it cost to get to the airport? This is a good question to ask if you think there might be a flat rate. Do you use a meter? It's important to make sure the driver uses the meter so you get a fair price. If you are using a ride-sharing app, the conversation is a little different because you have already entered your destination in the app. When the car arrives, you can confirm it's for you. Hi, are you here for Anna? The driver might ask, are you Anna? You can reply, yes, that's me. You can also confirm the destination. Hi, I'm going to the City Museum, is that correct? Phrases during the ride. Sometimes you need to talk to the driver during the trip. Here are some helpful phrases. How long will it take to get there? Could you please turn on the air conditioning? Or, could you turn up the heat, please? If you need the driver to hurry, you can say, I'm in a bit of a hurry, can we take the fastest route? If you're not in a hurry, you could say, could we take the scenic route? This means a longer, more beautiful road. If you need to give directions, you can say things like, it's on the left, or you can stop right here, please. Phrases for paying. When you arrive at your destination, it's time to pay. How much is it, or what do I owe you? Do you accept credit cards? It's good to ask this before the ride starts, if possible. Here you go. Keep the change. You say this when you are giving them cash and you want them to keep the extra money as a tip. Could I have a receipt, please? Example conversations. Let's put it all together in a short conversation. Imagine you are at the airport and you want to take a taxi to your hotel. Conversation 1, hailing a taxi. You, hi, are you free? Driver, yes, hop in. Where to? You, to the Park Plaza Hotel on Elm Street, please. Driver, no problem. During the ride, you, about how long will the ride take? Driver, with this traffic, probably about 30 minutes. When you arrive, driver, here we are. The fare is $25.50. You, okay. Do you take credit cards? Driver, yes, I do. You, great. Here you go. Could I get a receipt, please? Driver, of course. Here it is. Have a good day. You, thanks, you too. That was easy, right? With these phrases, you can feel confident taking a taxi anywhere. Point 2, using the bus. Next, let's talk about public buses. They are a great and affordable way to see a city. It can seem confusing at first, but with the right phrases, it's very simple. Let's start with the vocabulary. Vocabulary for buses. Bus stop, the designated place on the street where you wait for the bus. Bus route, the specific path that a bus follows. Buses are often identified by a number or a name. For example, the number 5 bus or the city center line. Bus schedule/timetable, this tells you what time the bus arrives at each stop. You can usually find this at the bus stop or online. Bus pass, a special card that you can buy to use the bus for a period of time, like a day, a week, or a month. It's often cheaper than buying single tickets. One-way ticket, a ticket for a single journey in one direction. Round-trip ticket, a ticket for a journey to a destination and back again. Fare, the price of the ticket. Transfer, a special ticket or pass that allows you to change from one bus to another bus, or a train, without paying again. Validate, when you get on the bus, you might need to put your ticket into a machine to get it stamped with the date and time. This is called validating your ticket. Now for the phrases you'll need. Phrases for finding the right bus, you often need to ask for help to find the correct bus. Don't be shy. Most people are happy to help. Excuse me, which bus goes to the art museum? Does the number 10 bus stop at the train station? I need to get to Central Park. Is this the right bus stop? How often does the bus to the beach run? This means, how many times per hour does it come? Phrases for getting on and paying, when the bus arrives, you'll need to get on and pay your fare. One ticket to the city center, please. A day pass, please. Do I need exact change? This is an important question. Some buses do not give you change back if you pay with cash. Where can I buy a ticket? Sometimes you have to buy the ticket at a machine before you get on the bus. Where do I validate my ticket? Phrases during the ride, once you are on the bus, you need to know when to get off. Many buses have a screen or an announcement that tells you the name of the next stop. If you are not sure, you can ask the driver, could you please tell me when we get to the library stop? You can also ask another passenger, excuse me, is this the right stop for the history museum? To signal that you want to get off at the next stop, you usually press a button. As you get off, it's polite to say, thank you, to the driver. Example conversations, let's imagine you are at a bus stop trying to get to the zoo. Conversation 1, at the bus stop. You, excuse me, I'm trying to get to the city zoo. Am I in the right place? Local person, yes, you are. You need to take the number 7 bus. It should be here in about 5 minutes. You, oh, great. Thank you so much. Local person, no problem. Conversation 2, on the bus, you get on the bus, you, a one-way ticket to the zoo, please. Bus driver, that will be $2. You, here you go. Could you please let me know when we are at the zoo stop? Bus driver, sure thing. It's about 6 stops from here. Just listen for the announcement. You, perfect, thank you. Later, you hear, next stop, City Zoo. You press the stop button and walk to the door. As you get off, you say, thank you. See? Using the bus is a great skill to have. Now, let's move on to another popular form of transportation, the train. Point 3. Traveling by train. Trains are a fantastic way to travel between cities or even countries. Train stations can be big and confusing, so knowing what to say is very important. Let's begin with the essential vocabulary. Vocabulary for trains: train station, the building where you go to catch a train. Platform, the area next to the track where you wait for and get on the train. Platforms are usually numbered. Track, the metal rails that the train runs on. Ticket counter/ticket office, the place where you can buy tickets from a person. Ticket machine, an automated machine where you can buy tickets. Carriage/car, one of the sections of the train that passengers sit in. Seat reservation, when you buy a ticket, you can sometimes pay extra to have a specific seat saved for you. Direct train, a train that goes from your starting point to your destination without any stops where you need to change trains. Connection/transfer, when you have to get off one train and get on another one to reach your final destination. Departure board, a large screen in the station that shows which trains are leaving, their destination, the platform number, and the time. Arrival board, a screen that shows which trains are arriving. Conductor, the person on the train who checks the tickets. Phrases for buying a ticket: you can buy your ticket from a person at the ticket counter or from a machine. Let's focus on talking to a person. I'd like a ticket to Oxford, please. One adult ticket to Paris, please. A round-trip ticket for 2 adults to Manchester, please. The ticket agent might ask you some questions: one-way or round-trip? First class or second class? First class is more expensive and usually more comfortable. What time would you like to leave? You can also ask questions: what time is the next train to London? Is this a direct train? How long does the journey take? Does the ticket include a seat reservation? Phrases for finding your train: once you have your ticket, you need to find your train. Look at the departure board first. Excuse me, which platform is the train to Edinburgh on? Can you tell me where platform 9 is? When you get to the platform, you can confirm with someone: excuse me, is this the train for Cambridge? Phrases on the train: you found your train and you're on board. If you have a reserved seat, you might need to say, excuse me, I think you're in my seat. My ticket is for seat 24A. The conductor will walk through the train to check tickets. They will say, tickets, please. You simply show them your ticket and say, here you are, or here is my ticket. Listen for announcements about the next station. The next station is Bristol Temple Meads. You can also ask a fellow passenger or the conductor, how many more stops until we reach Bath? Example conversations: let's go through the process of buying a ticket and getting on the train. Conversation 1, at the ticket counter: hello. I'd like one round-trip ticket to Brighton, please. Ticket agent: certainly. When would you like to depart? I'd like to leave on the next available train, please. And I'd like to return this evening. Ticket agent: okay, the next train leaves in 15 minutes, at 10:30, from platform 4. For the return, there is a train at 7 p.m. Is that all right? Yes, that's perfect. How much is that? Ticket agent: that will be £45. Okay. Here you go. Ticket agent: thank you. Here are your tickets. Enjoy your trip. Thank you for your help. Conversation 2, on the train, the conductor comes to your seat: conductor: good morning. Tickets, please. Good morning. Here is my ticket. Conductor checks the ticket: thank you very much. We are scheduled to arrive in Brighton on time, at 11:45. That's great, thank you. Traveling by train can be a very relaxing experience. Now for our biggest topic, the airport. Point 4, at the airport, airports can be the most stressful part of traveling. There are many steps, and you have to talk to many different people. But we are going to break it down, step by step, so you feel prepared. First, the vocabulary. There is a lot of it. Vocabulary for the airport, airline, the company that owns the airplane, e.g., British Airways, Delta, Emirates. Flight, the journey by plane. Check-in desk, the counter where you show your ticket and passport, and give them your large bags. Baggage/luggage, these words both mean your bags and suitcases. Carry-on bag, a small bag that you are allowed to take with you onto the plane. Checked bag, a larger bag that you give to the airline at check-in, which goes in the cargo hold of the plane. Boarding pass, the special ticket you get at check-in that allows you to get on the plane. It shows your name, flight number, gate, and seat number. Passport, your official travel document with your photo and information. Security check, the area where they scan you and your carry-on bags to make sure you don't have anything dangerous. Departure lounge, the big area after security where you can shop, eat, and wait for your flight. Gate, the specific door where you go to get on your plane. Boarding time, the time you need to be at the gate to get on the plane. Layover/stopover, if your journey has 2 flights, the time you spend at the airport between the flights is called a layover. Customs, the place where you might have to declare goods you are bringing into a country. Immigration, the place where an officer checks your passport and visa when you enter a country. Baggage claim, the area where you pick up your checked bags after you land. Okay, that's a lot of words. Let's put them into practice with phrases for each step of the airport process. Step 1, at the check-in desk, hello, I'd like to check in for my flight to Tokyo. The agent will say, may I see your passport, please? You reply, of course, here it is. They might ask about your bags, how many bags are you checking in? You can say, just 1 bag to check, or I only have a carry-on. They might ask, did you pack your bags yourself? You should answer, yes. You can also make a request for your seat, could I have a window seat, please? Could I have an aisle seat, please? An aisle seat is the seat next to the walkway. The agent will then give you your boarding pass, here is your boarding pass. Your flight departs from gate B27 at 3:15. Step 2, going through security. You don't need to talk much here, but you need to follow instructions. An officer might say, please take your laptop out of your bag, or please remove your shoes and belt. If you have a question, you can ask, do I need to take my watch off? Step 3, at the gate and boarding, find your gate number on your boarding pass and on the large screens in the departure lounge. Listen for announcements, flight BA 249 to London is now boarding. We are now boarding passengers in zones 1 and 2. When it's your turn, you go to the gate agent and show them your boarding pass and passport. They will say, have a nice flight. You can reply, thank you. Step 4, on the plane, a flight attendant, the person who works on the plane, will greet you. You can say, hello. Find your seat number. If you need help, you can ask, excuse me, could you help me find my seat? During the flight, you can ask for things, excuse me, could I have a pillow, please? Could I have some water, please? What time will we be landing? Step 5, after landing, immigration and customs. When you arrive in a new country, you must go through immigration. The immigration officer will ask for your passport. They might ask you some questions. What is the purpose of your visit? You can say, I'm here on vacation, or I'm here for business. How long will you be staying? You can say, I'll be here for 2 weeks. Where will you be staying? You can say, I'm staying at the Hilton Hotel. Be polite and answer the questions simply and honestly. After immigration, you go to baggage claim to get your bags. Finally, you go through customs. An officer might ask, do you have anything to declare? If you don't have anything special to declare, you just say no. Example conversation at check-in. You, hi, I'm checking in for the 8:45 flight to New York. Agent, hello. May I have your passport, please? You, yes, here you go. Agent, thank you, Anna. Are you checking any bags today? You, yes, this one suitcase. Agent, okay, please place it on the scale. And do you have a preference for your seat? Window or aisle? You, an aisle seat, please, if one is available. Agent, yes, I have an aisle seat for you in an exit row. It has extra legroom. Is that okay? You, oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Agent, you're welcome. Here is your boarding pass. Security is just to your left. Your flight boards at gate C12 at 8:10. Have a great flight. You, thank you so much. The airport process has many steps, but now you know the language for all of them. Bonus section, handling travel problems. As I promised, here is our special bonus section. Sometimes, travel doesn't go perfectly. Knowing what to say in a difficult situation can make a huge difference. Scenario 1, you are lost. It happens to everyone. Don't panic. Just find someone to ask for help, like a police officer or someone working in a shop. Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm a little lost. Can you help me? I'm trying to find the train station. How do I get to the National Museum from here? Could you show me where I am on this map? Scenario 2, your flight is delayed or cancelled. If you see on the departure board that your flight is delayed, go to the airline's service desk. Excuse me, I see my flight to Rome has been delayed. Do you know what the new departure time is? My flight has been cancelled. What are my options? Will the airline provide a hotel room for us since the flight is cancelled until tomorrow? Scenario 3, you lose something important. Maybe you lose your ticket or your wallet. I seem to have lost my train ticket. Is there anything I can do? I think I left my phone on the bus. Is there a lost and found office? I can't find my passport. Who should I talk to for help? In all these situations, the most important thing is to stay calm and speak clearly. People will usually be very willing to help you. Conclusion. Wow, we have covered so much today. We learned the vocabulary and phrases for taking taxis, riding buses, traveling by train, and navigating the entire airport process from check-in to arrival. We even learned what to say when things go wrong. Learning these transportation phrases is like getting a key to unlock the world. It allows you to travel more freely, more independently, and with much more confidence. I hope you will practice these phrases and use them on your next adventure. Thank you so much for joining me today on English Bio Talk. I hope this lesson was incredibly helpful for you. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join me for our next English lesson. If you have any questions about today's topic, or if you have an idea for a future video, please leave a comment below. I read all of them. Until next time, travel safely, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
For now.